Okay, so in class today, we got a formula area of a sector where we're not only looking at the full area of a circle, pi r squared, but we're going to take now a sector or part of the whole circle and find just the area of that wedge. So in this formula, we need to know what the radius is. And so we're going to be plugging in right here the radius squared. So for example, in this first one, the radius is 5. In the second one, the radius is 10, radius is 7, radius is 2. And then for the part of the circle, how much out of the 360, this part that we're going to put in the numerator of the denominator is the central angle measure. So this is a 160 degrees out of 360. This is 30, this is 95, and this is 170. So those are the numbers we're going to be plugging in. And then you're going to get me both an exact and an approximate answer. We only need to do the area. We do not need to do the arc length on this one. It's just practicing the first one. So here we go. Area of a sector is equal to my part, 160, out of the 360 of pi radius squared. Where did those numbers come from? The 160 is my part, and the radius is 5. Now we're going to simplify and reduce. Notice that there's a 0 in both the numerator and denominator, so it's like we're dividing both the top and bottom by 10. What can go into 16 and 36? And is there anything we can reduce with 5 squared, which is 25? Well, 25 and 36 looking diagonally, nothing can go into those. But if I look at the 16 and the 36, obviously they're both even. A 2 could go in, but could anything bigger go in? For example, a 4. 4 does go into 16 4 times, and 4 does go into 36 9 times. So we can say 4 goes in 4 times, 4 goes in 9 times. So I'm going to have on the top 4 times 25. So on the top, it's going to leave me, let me get a different color, 100 pi. And then on the bottom, just a 9. This is known as my exact answer, 100 pi over 9 inches squared. What I just did was reduce the fraction into its simplest terms. I now am grabbing my Desmos on my phone and I'm typing in 160 divide by 360 times pi, make sure you're using the pi button, and then times 5 squared. And I get my approximate answer of 34.91. Again, this is in inches squared. So this first answer right here is known as the exact answer in terms of pi, and the second part is our approximate answer rounded on the calculator. How'd you do? Okay, pause the video and try number 14 now on your own, and let's see if you can get it. All right, did you get 30 over 360 times pi 10 squared? I already see that I can reduce that. 10 squared is 100. Well, what can go into 136? For sure, 4 goes in. So I'm going to say 4 goes into 36 9 times. 4 goes into 100 25 times. 3 times 25 is 75 ninths pi. This is going to be centimeters squared. Why am I doing squared units, by the way? Because area is always units squared. I'm then going to put this into my calculator. I'm going to put 30 out of 360 times 10 squared. And I get approximately 26.18 centimeters squared. Check me on your calculator. Make sure you understand where this is coming from. This is my exact and my approximate area of the sector. Pause the video, try the next one. Let's see if 7 goes into 360. Nope. So let's just try 5. How many times does 5 go into 95? $19 times. And how many times does 5 go into 360? 72 times. And so on the top, 19 times 49 is 931 over 72 pi meters squared. Let me just make sure 72 does not go in. It doesn't. Let me make sure no other numbers go in. Dividing by 9, dividing by 8. Dividing by 6. Yeah, it looks like that is our simplest form. Yikes, that is an ugly one. Okay, now I'm going to type in the whole thing and get the approximate answer. 95 divided by 360 pi. Make sure you're using the pi button, and then 7 squared. I'm getting the approximate answer is 40.62 meters squared. All right, last but not least, we've got area of the sector is 170 out of 360 pi radius squared. The zeros are going to cancel out. We're going to get 17 over 36 times 4 pi. 4 goes into 36 9 times. 17 pi ninths. And now let's put that into a calculator. 170 divided by 360. Pi button. 2 squared is 4. I'm getting approximately 5.93 meters squared. There's my exact and approximate answer. How'd you do on the area of the sector?